What's up, everybody? This is not a normal yard sale day. This is a Sunday. Why are you here, Eddie?
You called me.
I did call you, yes. We went yard sailing yesterday. It was we filmed. It was the footage that you would have seen in the last full yard sale hunting video.
Yep.
At the end of it, the last, like 4 or 5 sales we went to were yesterday. If you haven't watched that, go watch that.
Yeah, do that.
Also, comment on this video,
Yeah,
subscribe, share. Please do all those things. Helps out. Anyways, so we went yard sale hunting yesterday. We filmed, blah, blah, blah. I left my phone number at a few different houses, asking if they, had games, if they found any, give me a call.
He does that a lot.
Yeah. Yesterday evening, late afternoon, I get a phone call from a guy that was garage sailing, someone that I met like a year and a half ago or so. We actually met while we were filming. He went to a yard sale, found a bunch of GameCube stuff, along with a few other items, then called me because he doesn't really just deal in video games. He actually mainly, I think, focuses on like clothing. Hit me up and said, hey, I found this incredible lot. I think you'll be interested in it. You want to meet up tomorrow, Sunday. That was today. That is today. So I have stuff in my trunk from literally just, meeting up with him. But then this morning when I was at breakfast with a friend who I was meeting up to get a couple games from, I get a phone call from someone from yesterday that I left my phone number with that said, hey, I went and pulled out my video games out of storage. If you want to come check them out. They sent me some photos. I was like, there's some decent stuff here. So I went and picked up that stuff. So my trunk is full of video games from 3 different pickups from today. So I called Eddie, and I forced him to come back over 2 days in a row now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna film this real quick. So I went. A friend of mine was in town. She was cleaning out a house in another state, and she sent me photos of a bunch of like PS4s and PS3 and like movies on a shelf. And most of the games that were there were like $5, $10 like sports games and stuff. But there was a copy of Dead to Rights. Unfortunately, no manual, little rental sticker there. That's like a $20, $25 game. But I was like, please grab me Godzilla.
Ooh.
So Godzilla's in there.
Fresh.
She's like, give me $50 for the 2 games. Thought that was a very good deal. I paid for her breakfast, gave her $50, and we hung out for a while. And then I got that phone call from a gentleman named Rod, and we were at his yard sale. Swear to God,
he was
polishing
a fishing rod.
Fishing rod.
Yeah, let's be specific.
Let's make sure what rod he was polishing.
Yeah.
And
lubing it up.
he went, like I said, went to his storage, pulled out a good amount of stuff. There was actually, he pulled out, I don't know, there was another 20 or so PS4 games. Again, a lot of like sports games and games that are like $5 to $10.
Trash.
Not trash, Eddie. Just not
fodder
things that are worth a lot of money.
Fodder.
And he also had 2 nice little cases here
Where are they?
of Skylanders figurines. These were kind of thrown in at the end of all the video game negotiating and stuff. But there's 1 bin of Skylanders.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if I can, there they are. I don't know a ton about Skylanders. I know that's like that looks like from Crash Bandicoot, but
Yeah, dude. The dude that floats.
I'm pretty sure most of these are older, like maybe the first set or 2 of Skylanders figurines. I don't see any like Superchargers or Swap Force or giant figurines.
I have no idea what Scott's talking about right now.
They're different sets that came out. They came out with different sets of the figurines in the games.
That's cool.
So yeah, I don't know if there's any valuable ones in there. They were kind of thrown in at the end of the deal. But this is what I mainly bought from him. In the photos he sent, there was like a picture of DS and some DS games, a Game Boy Advance and some Game Boy Advance and Game Boy stuff, and then a bin of random games for different systems.
Okay.
So they're all kind of mixed together in the bag, but we have a Metroid Prime pinball. Unfortunately, no little rumble pack in there. Wario Land Shake It, Monster House on the GameCube, and there's GameCube games in here that are not the other GameCube yard sale find that the other guy hadn't called me about. So there was essentially 2 good GameCube finds out in the world yesterday in my town. Facebreaker KO Party. Sonic Sega All-Star Racing, Mario Super Sluggers, which we go watch that last yard sale video. Found Mario Super Sluggers, some $5 Wii systems, $5 3DS systems. It was a pretty good day. Spyro Enter the Dragon, Burnout, Speed Kings, Crazy Taxi, a little bit better GameCube games now. Luigi's Mansion, Pac-Man World 2, Midnight Club Los Angeles, Car Going By, Complete Edition. Car went by on the car game. Good timing.
Oh, that's cool. That's like
MX
commercial.
versus ATV Untamed, Overlord 2, Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex on GameCube, Rayman Raving Rabbids Sealed on the Wii. And then we get down to the couple handheld systems.
What's that?
A white Game Boy Advance in fairly decent shape.
Yeah, pretty good.
No, a little bit of corrody, but nothing like terrible.
No explodey.
Yeah, no explodey batteries in there.
What games we got? We got games though?
Star Wars. It's not Pod Racer, Eddie. I'm
damn.
sorry. Episode 3. We have a Pokemon trading card game. I did test the system, and it does work. Yu-Gi-Oh! I forgot which one that is because it's so faded away.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah.
Mario Kart Super Circuit.
I see a green card.
There is a green card in there. Super Mario Advance. Another Yu-Gi-Oh! Sacred Cards.
Get to the good.
And the best one, missing the label leaf.
Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, the best game in there. It is authentic. It is real.
Okay.
It does work. Just missing a label. So I haven't decided if I want to order like a little label,
like a
offline.
repro label or something.
Or just put a sticker on that says leaf green. You know.
You should put a sticky note.
Yeah, we'll see. And then DS Lite with a copy of Legendary Starfy and Transformers Autobots with a with 2 chargers.
Oh dang! I like the red and black. They're cool.
Yeah,
that was a cool one.
And the DS worked fine. He said $50 for all the games, so it was I think like $2 a game. When we had gone to this sale originally, they had 1 game on a table. Apparently, they had a stack of Wii games, all sold except for this one, like Pirates game, that they had $2 on it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so when we went back over to this morning and picked these up, I guess he just went with the pricing he had on all the other games and did $2 a piece. So that was great. And then the systems, it was $10 on the Game Boy Advance.
Dang.
$20 on the DS Lite. Oh. And then the Skylanders were essentially like, I guess $15 because the end of the total was $95.
That's cool. Can I give you $20 for that DS?
Well, that's what I paid for it. $21, Eddie.
Really?
No.
Oh.
So yeah, great. No one ever calls back.
This is true. No one does.
No, and if they do, it's usually here's 4 sports games.
Yep.
When I saw like actual handheld systems and some Pokemon and stuff, I was like, okay, that I will be over there. Let me finish breakfast. All right, and the last find, like I mentioned earlier, guy was at a yard sale, asked, hey, do you have any video games? The people running the sale, they said no, but a woman at the sale said, hey, I got a bunch of games in my closet. So he went over to her house. They dug out a couple boxes, one full of really good GameCube games, and then I guess there was a bunch of just sort of random like cases of manuals that they couldn't find games for. A few of them had games in them. He asked, like, how much do you want? Guess what the price was, Eddie?
$100.
Free.
What?
She said you could have it all for free. He said that I can't do that. I got to give you something for them. So he gave her $200 for everything, which was still an incredible deal for all the stuff he got. But yeah, to think that someone was about to give all this away for free was crazy. He is a seller, like I said. He mainly sells like clothes, but he has sold video games before. I have bought a gaming item from him in the past. So he said, hey, look, I want $1,000 for all this. And I was like, whoa, okay. There must be really good stuff in here.
Oh, calm down, buddy.
Yeah, but I looked at the photos he sent. I totaled everything up. It was closer to $2,000 worth of stuff. So in the end,
oh, all right.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm gonna throw in some free stuff also. I have some other random gaming items that I found that you could just have for free. So in the end, it's over $2,000 worth of stuff that I paid a grand for.
Cool. Let me see it.
Okay, I will, Eddie.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
These are all the empty cases. They all have manuals in them. There's some really good games in here. Unfortunately, there's no games in the actual cases, though.
it.
We got Mana, Kamiya 2, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Limited Edition Ultimate Spider-Man, Dino Crisis 3, Manhunt 2, Fable, Lost Chapters, Sims 2, Pets,
Buffy.
another Mario Super Sluggers, Prey, Dark Watch, Buffy, Dead to Rights 2, Cameo, Demon Stone, Evil Dead, and a Guitar Hero World Tour. So, bummer that some of these games aren't there. He said that the lady will keep looking and maybe she'll come across, where the games ended up. So you never know. Maybe they'll pop up in the future. This bag right here is sort of like, there's some decent stuff in here, but it's not like the really good GameCube games. Infamous, PS3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, which is like, I want to say a $40 disc only.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
okay.
so that was a nice one. One N64 game, Nightmare Creatures.
Oh, all right.
Some Genesis stuff. Sonic 2, Jurassic Park, Pac-Man 2, Earthworm Jim. Yeah, the cover for Pac-Man,
Yeah, it's
Pac-Man
pretty
2.
funny.
Earthworm Jim and an NBA Jam Tournament edition. This box needs a little love. It's coming apart, but the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, complete
on Xbox.
Yeah, complete box set. That's
OG
nice.
Xbox.
Super Mario Galaxy 2. So that was all, like I said, free, just thrown in stuff. There's a handful of pretty decent titles in there, so that kind of, like I said, makes up to being a little over like $2,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
let me see this stuff.
Wanted to jump in here real quick before we show the GameCube stuff, because since the time we filmed this footage you've been watching, I spoke with another local video game guy, and he let me know that apparently this GameCube lot had been listed online locally for sale, and a lot of the people that are kind of in like the local game hunting community were making offers on it and trying to buy it, and it might have even gotten up to like around $1,000 of offers on it, and then it just disappeared. And I was telling him, like, that's really weird, because I got a phone call from a guy that Eddie and I had met at a flea market like a year and a half ago, and he said, hey, I have all this stuff I got at a garage sale, I want $1,000 for it, take it or leave it. And I said, all right, I'll buy it. And we met up and I bought it from him. So interesting to find out that apparently a lot of people in the area were trying to get this that I had no idea about, because I don't do that kind of game hunting. I'm not online searching like Facebook Marketplace and stuff. I'm just going to yard sales that we see signs on the side of the road and we pull down that road and follow it to the address. Or if someone contacts me and says, hey, I have stuff for sale. So sorry, some of the local collectors weren't able to get this. Not really sure what happened or why it disappeared from online. But hey, it's always interesting to find out more knowledge and more information about, a big find like this. So anyways, back to the video. All right, this bin, though, this is where all the good stuff is. Resident Evil long box in there.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of damage to it. No manual. But, still, it's Resident Evil. It's the start of my first or second favorite game series, Silent Hill, right mixed in there.
Obsession.
Yeah. This is just box and manual, but Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, this was actually thrown in too. It's part of the free stuff. Box manual and all the paperwork. So that was probably the best freebie thrown in item.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot Warped, Final Fantasy VII, and Vampire Moon. Sorry, these were also part of the free stuff. Now we're on to, I'm pretty sure, just GameCube only.
All right, cool.
Pokemon Channel disc only.
Oh, yeah.
Still like a $30, $40 disc, I believe. A complete Game Boy Player startup disc.
Oh, dang.
No Game Boy Player, though. We've got Lego Star Wars 2, first Lego Star Wars, Happy Feet, Mario Party 7, Tales of Symphonia, Star Fox Adventure, Fire Emblem,
F.E.
almost a free copy of Fire Emblem, but I mean, like, he paid $200 for all, so I don't know, what is this equal, like maybe $10
yeah,
he got
know,
Fire
right?
Emblem for? Sonic Adventure DX, Zelda Wind Waker, Zelda Twilight Princess. Also, these are all in really, really nice, complete condition. Only one game in here did not have the manual. So this lady took very good care of her stuff. Four Swords Adventure. Here's the one that doesn't have a manual, Evolution Worlds. We got Casper, Spirit Dimensions, Mario Party 4. This game's like $130-something game.
Dang, Animaniacs?
Yeah. very uncommon. I've never played it myself. I have no idea if it's a piece of junk, garbage, crap game, but it's worth quite a bit. Batman Rise of Sin Zoo, Pikmin, Chibi Robo.
Chibi Robo.
That's the other, that and Fire Emblem were the two, really big ones in there. Resident Evil 4 preview disc with Resident Evil 4, Wario World, MLB Slugfest 2003, TAC, Need for Speed, Underground 2. Eddie loves his racing games.
I do.
Sunshine, Sonic Heroes, WWE Day of Reckoning, and The Hobbits. So what a freaking crazy day today has been. Very busy, and then to pile it on to yesterday's yard sale hunting, which we didn't find anything insane yesterday, but it was still a lot of sales. Eddie got some good stuff.
Yeah.
We had a fun time. Again, share the video, leave a comment about whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Say something stupid down in the comments, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this real quick stuff I had in my trunk from a crazy day video. Eddie, say bye.
See ya.
Love you. Peace.